Your media, where you are.
I was asked who did this to me. They took the guy to the street committee and he was beaten up. Home was actually my worst place to be growing up.
Do you think that that played such a pivotal role in how you react?
Every second human being is caring so much.
Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of GBV. My name is Lebo Moemise. Thank you so much for tuning in and for coming to see part 2. For those who didn't see part 1, I'd advise you to go back and watch part 1 of GBV. It was very, very intense. You might see that the mood is a bit different today, right? Like I'm more bubbly, my normal self. That's because we're taking another angle, another direction to today's episode. So there's a bit of a difference. But before we start, especially for those who actually haven't seen part 1, it only makes sense that we reintroduce our guest. So ladies and gentlemen, Flipper Nation, like I always do it, please help me welcome the gorgeous mom, chef, business owner, founder and chairperson of Sisters Keepers Foundation or movement. Movement, didn't it? Movement. Yes. My beautiful, you guys know her as Olebogang Moemisi, but she is to me my Auntie Cray Cray. Hello, Auntie Cray Cray.
Hello, Olebogang Moemisi waka.
How are you? Like shading us today, looking like a young fang.
I'm good, Labs. Today we are all relaxed. We are all chilled. No crying. No sadness in our face. We want to rock the spot. Today we're cool. Like
absolutely. That. You look so cool. Like I absolutely like this. Guys, don't be shocked when people start seeing me dressed like you, because I'm definitely taking these shades and this hat. I'm so excited, right, for this part of the conversation, because this part of the conversation we want to focus on, the Sisters Keepers movement. Want to focus on, so many other things, but we just want to go back. So part 1, when you were so passionately saying how evil, Shoba is, before what he actually did. And I can imagine so many people can attest to that, because what happened was absolutely mind-boggling. Like, you still to this day cannot, it can't simmer. Like you can't make sense of it. Is this still, like, even now today, are you just like, what in the world? Like, when you think about it time and time again, does it come as a new thought in your mind?
I'm gonna take off my shades now for this one.
Okay.
Lebo, till this day, I sit back and I just wonder, what on earth happened with this guy? What got to him? What made him think that he'll get away with this? And then this way, no, wow, the devil, you are really a god, even though because the very way I cry for R. Kelly. R. Kelly was used by the devil. I'll say this. Remember, I'm just going to say this, but I mean, we are trying to be a whole lot easier today and chilled. But
yes,
the last episode we mentioned how much of a sexual being I am.
Yeah.
R. Kelly is also one of the best artists, beautiful voice, but his music, Manaka, I'll tell you, my little girl, I'm sure a lot of those Bama age group will attest to this. Like, music R. Kelly made us, we were all sort of late. Well, this is for lack of a better word, but we used to, we became intimate with R. Kelly.
Yeah.
He was used by the devil because he's got beautiful voice, got beautiful music. Mara, they were used for the wrong reasons. Eventually, the devil was tired of R. Kelly. He split him out, and look at this. So much came out. I cry for R. Kelly. Same with Shoba, same with Bill Cosby. I just wonder, what happened? Come on, what got to them? So Shoba, Lebo, till this day, I ask myself, what made him think he's going to get away with this?
Yeah.
Him having a notepad to go coddling. I would look at this guy getting he still thought he would get away with it. But this is the power of the devil. He was our beautiful, well-spoken brother, was used by the devil. Because whether we like it or not, he's our brother. Mara, people can fault me for calling him that because I'm not God. One thing I know for sure is till this day, angry as I am Kashoba, I cannot disown I cannot clear to that level. I feel and I cry for him, and I wish that he repents. I know, dude. I'll tell you, I wish Shoba to the death sentence. Got the way in a thing. I really wish for him to have gotten a harsher sentence, but a harsher sentence like I'm talking death sentence because I just could not understand that guy. Oh yeah, like he's the way he is. I'm sure Len Hadutimole, it's a shock for him because he's a great guy. You know, on your last episode, there's a guy, one of his friends sent me a message to say, wow, Lebo, I just watched your episode, you know, and truth is, he played all of us. So yeah.
And that's so interesting that you say that because I remember I was listening to one of the interviews that you had with one of the radio stations that you did mention you really wish you would have done the score Botswana because there, you literally will get the death sentence for doing something of this nature. And I think it's tricky, right? Because especially where we are as a nation at the moment, because we trying the direction of being very correctative to correct all this crazy behavior that is happening, but also you can't be, especially as a founder, as a chairperson of a foundation, you can't also be insensitive because at the end of the day there's such a ripple effect to this thing, right? Because we can all say you must kill everybody that kills or kill everybody that rapes, but is that a correctative measure? So I don't know about you, but I'm also struggling with I know you feel sorry for him, and I'm sure a lot of people also feel sorry for him in hindsight when they think, when they objectively look at the situation, say, okay, yes, but there's something wrong there. There's something wrong, and usually human nature, when there's something wrong, you want to fix whatever is wrong. As Sisters Movement, I mean, that was a personal opinion that you wish, death sentence, taking into, account the laws of our country and all these things. And also as a movement, would you say you would rather him gotten like a death sentence, or what is the predictive outcome that you as a Sisters Keepers movement you would like out of that sentencing? How many years, and what do you feel would be the actual, deserving punishment for what he did?
Lebo, I think we need to be very broad with this. Like I said, I'm not God, and truth is, you said it nice. As a human being, with my naked eye, I would have said he deserves death sentence. Let me break it down. I've got my own reasons why I say this. How he did this. From the onset, if you go back, any viewers at home can actually go back to Sisters Keeper Movement page on Facebook and check from the day, Tsego's death. After we buried Tsego, actually, Shoba parted up the storm. Shoba drank. He went to, there's a place, I don't even know that I should say it, maybe let me not. A restaurant, Kakorona, very close to Tsego's house. Okay, I'm going to say it because they actually offered us a place for when we were doing memorial service at Tsego Call Cafe. He used to go to Call Cafe. Call Cafe is literally 500 meters away from Tsego's house. Remember, Shoba, from the onset, he was suspected that the father of Tsego's child could be the mastermind behind this. Seeing him partying Mola, remember we're deep in lockdown, ne? And then you pass there, he's sitting more in front side at the corner with alcohol. They are bigger than the law, We were told we did not have alcohol then, so they are connected. They are sipping on their Johnny Walker Blues, and to me, to me, I strongly feel like this boy does not have both. Mara, we are seeing this naked eye. Now this is me going back to. Let me tell you, as a chairperson, it's such a big movement, and dealing with cases like gender-based violence and femicide. Only now for the first time I understand now what is meant by Khomemo Shade. wa e gapa o molato ha o e gape o molato Jana, I'm going to say this ka leihlo la Jehovah. On a daily basis, I forsake my Jehovah daily. And daily I go on my knees and I say, please forgive me. How Jehovah can forgive me? Who am I to not? It unfortunately I get to be verse man, but we know in the Bible somewhere Jesus Christ said, cast the first stone if when now you are perfect. So in this regard, we have lost a beautiful soul. My God, I can just picture baby Kaman how she would have been. I think Tehu would have had the most beautiful baby with a beautiful smile like Mama Hai. But Hababa thing, unfortunately, Shoba took that. You know, he took that privilege. He took that opportunity for family to have met their grandkids. So yeah, I would say, I would have said, I still say I would have wished for him to have done this go Botswana. Because wow, South African law, I understand Lebo and half the time I become very emotional at the cases, ne? But I understand the Human Rights Commission is okay. You know, people were killed for crimes they did not commit. I'll tell you, I was giving a speech going to Boxback prison for guys who committed murder, who murdered women, who raped. You know, not most, can I say like 7% of the guys there were crying. Sister, I didn't do this. I'm here for nothing. So imagine if we were to now all cheer for a death sentence, how many more brothers would die? And so, like I said,
yeah.
I as a human being, really, Shoba deserves the sentence. But now, Shoba, no amount of years that he can go will bring Teho and Kamano back. So, the justice system, I'm hoping that Bashebile Lebo would say we're rooting for life in prison. Fact of the matter is, even though we're rooting for that, Lebo, Shoba is going to have a girlfriend because our prison warders, they date them. Shoba is going to have a phone. Shoba is going to be on Instagram. Shoba is going to be on Facebook because he has a phone. So no amount of sentencing Shoba Tolang is going to make any difference, not with our law. Then Mona, the first thing that comes to me in a death sentence, whether he gets life or not, he's going to still be apparently he's the man inside there. He's the one that's buying things, buying people. So look, at this point, it's like, what the hell? I'm just grateful that we managed to expose him.
Yes.
We managed to put it out there to say he did this. And that's how far I go with Teho's case.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think our creator will know what needs to happen with Shoba.
So I just like what you said, right? Because for me as a chairperson, it gives me comfort, Hore. You are very objective. You know, you are, there's a human element, right? But you're also very objective, taking into consideration, you know, the law and, you know, all these other things that a normal human being wouldn't take into consideration. And I think that comes with the position that you're holding, that it can't just be a you thing, right? Because there's a lot of other things happening around that are bigger than you. But I want to move away from this case a bit because I don't want, we're still going to wait for the verdict on the 10th of May. Yeah. And, you know, I know Sisters Keepers Movement will be there because you guys are always there. You've always been there consistently. There are also other cases that you guys are dealing with as a movement. Are these cases some of the cases that you can talk about right now?
Yeah.
You know, just to go, not necessarily into too much detail, but what are you seeing? What are the cases? What are the similarities in these cases that you're finding as a movement?
South Africa is facing the biggest pandemic. If you guys think COVID is a big pandemic, you have no idea the monster we're living with. Like gender-based violence and femicide is a monster. Straight after Teho, there was Sanelisiwe Mfaba. Oh, yeah. Straight after Sanelisiwe Mfaba, there's this beautiful Ntombi, who was married by boyfriend and boyfriend by last. Then currently we are dealing with Palesa Mutoka. Palesa was beaten up by priest, boyfriend, pastor, boyfriend. pastor boyfriend speaks so well. He's such a decent guy. He's well spoken, very clean. The Shoba guy as well. He's just like Shoba guy. You sit there, you look at this guy. He's a pastor, and he's supported by another pastors. You look at him, and it's just you swear they are victims.
Yeah.
You know, even I don't know if maybe we cause comments or people look at movements such as Sisters Keeper movement, and they see a bunch of women who are bored, who are feminists, who are angry at men. Kuri is not even recognized by our own police. Even the securities. Police, all security, or dude, I'm here. Nalwena, we should be singing one song. This guy has done. I mean, you know, I'm saying Palesa because Palesa and Tumi Molefe, their cases are so big. Tumi's case, he was captured in CCTV garage where he beat up this woman. Tumi had a child. This guy took petrol pump. I tell her Tumi, you know, Tumi, it is the saddest thing because Unamushapa and there were men, the bystanders. I counted. I went over and over that video. The bystanders were men. There were about 11 men who just looked at it as if it was just a Kasi story movie. I was shocked for days. Wow. Okay, so it is our community members. We're talking men. This man is beating up a woman who is carrying their child. Nothing is done about it. This woman runs into the garage for safety. Bamuloka out. This is Tumi's case. Then Palesa's case, the priest, Wamushapa. The guy ulatile Palesa at work, at her workplace, Amushapa, and then Muhamushapa, there's a security guy, Wamushapa, until a mama Akena fighting to fight this guy to help Palace. So, guys, I can see if we're a sick nation or, you know, these two cases, because even when we go to court, okay, let's start Palace. Palace's thing happened last year on the 7th rather of December. It was around 16 days of activism, right?
Yes.
I feel like such campaigns are masqueraded because if this guy was granted bail of 2,000 rands, even though he threatened to kill Palesa, he went after beating up Palesa. He told Palesa, I'm going to kill your kids. He went to Dobsonville to try gain access to the kids. Heaven only knows if the community did not chase him, what could have happened. The same guy who was granted bail, 2,000 rands bail, the same guy still called Palesa. You know, I had to go to the Rodeport magistrate court after fighting with the colonel who was in charge of the case. I realized this guy is actually talking powder. There's nothing that's coming from this guy. I couldn't listen to him. I just felt, let me go speak to the chief magistrate. We got there, spoke to the chief magistrate, who was very helpful, by the way. But Lene, I said, I need you to go to your colleague, the magistrate who granted this guy bail, because we have a footage. You guys have the footage of this man beating up Palace. It was 16 days of activism. You're not taking us serious. So nothing is happening. South Africa is very far. We are going nowhere slowly with this. The justice system itself is just showing us a middle finger. Nothing is going to happen. Let me tell you right now, I had a chance to speak to different MECs and their MMCs. One time we sat on a 45 minute, 4.5 hour Zoom meeting. 2 or 3 people came out, ladies, talking about their experiences even at the workplace. So there's no way more young thing with this. Unfortunately or fortunately for me, I don't even know if I'm fortunate or I'm unfortunate with this, because God is using me. We are fighting a losing battle.
Sure.
We're not getting any help from the government. All this, what president has changed, it's just, I'm praying that it will happen. Mara truth is right now. Anyway, that is hence you see cases about Shaba killing. They are not scared of anything. They know they're getting it easy. They're having it easy. You remember, I don't know if you checked, Muzika is the guy who actually killed Tejo, had a phone in prison. I fought with one of the MECs who I said, Mama, you know, we can't. This guy has a phone. Go drunk, and we see women talking to him on Facebook. How did he access this? And I said, I'm disappointed with the government. The MEC was furious to hear me say, I'm disappointed with the government. she said to me, it's a woman, the MC I'm talking about. She said to me, I don't know, because we keep on supporting you as a movement. I don't know how you say you're disappointed with us. I said, but I am. Because all this law comes from you guys. It comes from above there. It's not these guys. The officers are just doing the lousiest job, but they're getting that law from somewhere.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And it's so crazy. You know what? We honestly need a whole entire series because, I mean, I wanted to go into 16 days of activism because, I mean, that's supposed to be a big time in the country, a big campaign, you know, to raise awareness for women and children. But like you were saying, which is so wild to me, that these things even, it almost seems as though they are magnified or they escalate during that particular period where people actually are supposed to, you know, be a little bit scared or, you know, aware of these things. So we really need a whole series because we're jumping so much and, you know, my cameraman keeps winking at me. So let's just move on to something quickly because, I mean, we have to touch on a lot of things and I also want to get to what kind of partnerships are you looking for as a movement? But I heard you talking about the government, the police, and the court. What is your relationship there? Do you think that it's working? I mean, the fact that you had to go and knock in the magistrate's office, are you as a movement, are you being received well? Are you getting a lot of pushback? Like what is those relationships like? Because I mean, you have to be working with these people in order to try and, you know, speed up the process of getting justice for all the things that are actually being done to the woman.
Lebo, because of my experience, I find myself being very, very hard. I never want to understand anything they say to me. And hence you say, I went as far as going to the chief magistrate. Even when I still went there, for me to just walk into the chief magistrate office, Jesus Christ, I had to throw tantrums. However, I want to breathe. I want to take a backseat and breathe and really give them a chance to say, remember, this is big, but it's also very foreign to them because much as it has happened to our mothers and it was never something that was recognized in our country. So I'm going to tell you my experience with the police is bad. My experience with those that we seek comfort from, this whole thing and help, is very bad. We are slowly trying to build a relationship. I realize I cannot keep on fighting to get something. I realize my anger and my experiences has just made me very angry. Let me rather say, put it that way. But right now, it's a stepping stone. We're taking it's baby steps. These are big. Like these are big, and we are really trying to build relationships with them. I want to give them a fair chance. I want to say one time when I stand up and come back here and you interview me, why have you been fighting? I will know I've fought a battle that I know we had lost. People, I don't know if I'm making sense actually. I'm saying, let me rephrase. I'm saying I just want to build this relationship. If at all we are losing, it will be battle. We are bleeding. We will have lost Marero. We are bleeding. For now, I want to give our justice system a fair chance. For now, we will patiently keep on holding on to the fact that the president is doing something about it. Perfect. And remember, the president looks like his team, it's not supporting. Most of the time, I feel like he's not supported. We'll take it, but we will still fight. We are not going to give up. The truth is,
you're not going to give up. So there's two questions there's a lot of questions I have, which is why I keep saying there needs to be like a whole entire documentary and a series because we're skipping so much, right? But I think there's two things that I want to ask. The first question, which I think it's very important. I was looking at the news and I was watching you guys after the verdict came out. The Shoba case. The strategy that the MPA used to get Shoba was not to go to him direct because obviously if you're going to go to somebody direct and basically say you did this, they're probably going to say no, I didn't. So they went through via Muzi. Do you think as a movement that was a fantastic way to get Shoba?
The strategy used was great. There was a time I would sit there, actually we are losing this. Like that boy, I will give it to him. Shoba is smart. Shoba played it, but that's why they knew, they got him. They knew what they were doing. though we were very impatient at some point, there was a time in Erba, like, what would leave court, yeah, no, he's getting this boy. So I'm applauding them. They've got him.
They really do.
That's how, the truth is, what matters is they got him.
Yeah.
So, whichever route they went, I am grateful that eventually he did not play them, because not as a person who does not have an experience in this, there was a time he got us. Because Muzi also lied. Muzi actually, even the judge, if you heard him answer sentence, that's why Shoba, he was found not guilty for defeating the ends of justice. And he was found guilty being the mastermind. That because Muzi almost messed up the whole thing. I'm just grateful for it. With the phone thing, the investigation went deep. We really were very impatient, but
I actually want to also give the MPA a big round of applause. They did very well. I think personally, when I was watching it and I was seeing them break it down through the interviews that they were having with the newsrooms, how they did it was phenomenal. And I can understand what you're saying, because from an individual who doesn't understand the law and understand the direction and strategies, it would look like we were losing. It would look like, this case is literally not going to go accordingly, but it actually did. So honestly, I also want to give a huge shout out to the MPA. What a fantastic strategy. It absolutely worked. And we are so glad that the wheels of justice are turning for those who are actually involved. Now, with Sisters Keepers movement, this is my final question. We probably might get you later on again, because there's still so much to break down, right? I mean, we still have, things like to even define gender-based violence, because to be able to define it, because people think it's just a physical thing. But, when you do more research about it, even verbal harassment can be classified as gender-based violence. So we want to go into that, but probably at a later stage. Right now, with all these cases that are going on, with the movement growing the way that it is, what kind of partnerships are you looking for? Who are you looking to work with? Who are you seeking help from? Who do you feel like would help with what you are trying to achieve to satisfy the objective, the vision, the mission, the value statement of the movement?
Lebs, that's a good question, ne? Can I tell you, right now, Shem, all this comes from our own pockets. I have 5 board members. Myself, I'm 6th person, so there's only 6 of us, and us going to court, going to using our phones. It all comes from our pockets. I know, that it is said there's funding for this. We are asking the government to please recognize movements like our movements, because we work tirelessly to make sure we get people going. I mean, straight after the first episode, already phone calls, I have to return calls. So there's social development that we know for sure sponsors such big movements. We have National Lottery. Please, I hope you're checking us out, because really we need you guys to come on board. We need offices, we need places. Sisters Keeper eventually has to have a shelter. Because what we need is a shelter, and not just the shelter. We need a shelter, and we're going to teach people skills. When a person comes out of shelter, at least they have to have something. So we really do need funding from home. We need overseas companies to help us. There's companies like Bo Big Smiles. Like we people like you. We need to sponsor also. We need to have such a podcast. When we have such shows, they are sponsored. We need them actually not only on YouTube, but we need them more. We need Showmax. We need Zanzi Magic. We need everyone to come on, because it affects every living being. The very way they're making. I keep on going to the current situation. You can see how big it is. Tell me.
The virus.
The virus.
Corona.
The coronas. COVID is messing us up, and everyone is scared of it. COVID is nothing. I would rather be killed by COVID than to be killed by a man that I love. So, Ntwena is affecting every human being. We look, I'm working at a school right now, and certain kids, you can see there's a problem with this child. You can see, because you can. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I can identify, because certain stuff I've gone through them before. So we pray that all of us, you need sponsors. We need sponsors for us to run GBV. They should not just say Momo TV. There's funding for. It does not work. We've been applying left, right, and center, and we are hoping that someone will catch us and know, we've got this. Yeah.
I really do hope that you get the kind of sponsorship that you need and the partnerships that you need. We really do need this, everyone. This is actually, like what you're saying, it affects everyone. So it's not even a thing of, the sponsorship, does it align or whatever. Yeah. It absolutely does align with anybody who wants to come on board and help the Sisters Keepers movement do what it needs, Yeah. But also, I would love to stress how it would be so amazing for us to even have a series on this, because there's still so much. Like, GBV is so broad, and it's so important for us to continue to have series, documentaries, seminars to educate people, because we only know surface level. Yeah. There's so much going on, and I can imagine as a chairperson who sees everything, you are seeing way more than what we spoke about. We just only touched the surface. We haven't even gone any deeper. So anybody who is watching, who feels like they want to be a part of this, want to sponsor, please, let's partner, let's move this thing, let's educate people, let's try and see where we can help, because at the end of the day, we are absolutely able to fight this pandemic. We can fight it, and we can win. Just like how we just won Corona, which I think we have, we can also definitely win, the GBV pandemic. But from us, on the flip side, we'd like to say thank you for coming, but also for sharing your story. It was so brave of you. The kind of feedback that we got, people were so moved by your story. They are moved by what you do. And we basically are saying, this is a little token to say not only thank you, but that we stand with you, and our doors are always open for you to come and want to share more information on this platform, because I think we are in support of movements like this. So from us, the team, the cameraman, everybody, thank you so much.
I'm going to stand up and give you a big hug. I need to say this. A big hug.
Yay. And on that beautiful note, everybody, I think it is time for us to get out of here. Love you. Go to our previous episode. You'll be able to see all our social medias. Sisters Keepers Movement has a social media. Lebo has a social media. I have a social media. The platform, your media, has its own social media. So go on those platforms. Comment, like, subscribe. Let's keep this conversation going. I love you guys. Adios, amigos. See you next week.